Jake Paul, it's clear to me you are desperate for a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multimillionaire from it, I'd probably live in a dream world too. But let me explain something to you about combat sports. There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living fuck out of you.
Oh, he's fighting a 57-year-old champ now. What's
58.
58. Don't want to take a year away from you, Mike.
He's fighting a guy that's almost 60 years old. And you know what I mean? I mean, that says it all. That says it all. There's nothing else that needs to be said. That's his shtick. That's his thing. He fights guys that are old, usually undersized guys, older, undersized guys. But he's fighting Tyson here. And
Andrew Tate has revealed unusual fight contract details with YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul. The two have been trading online insults for months, but the situation has escalated unexpectedly. While a confrontation was anticipated, no one predicted it would become this intense.
If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living fuck out of a fucking goofy, fucking entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate.
You might have a fight on your hands.
That would go crazy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. No, seriously.
I'm about
do
the
it.
action. Like I'm less talk now. Like
You just don't see it as a sustainable thing.
he fought Tommy Fury and lost. Where's that?
What sets this fight apart is the genuine tension, unlike the typical stage hype. With serious money at stake and some questionable clauses in the contract, it feels more unpredictable than ever, leaving many to wonder if this entire event is a disaster in the making.
And whatever, but listen, say what you want, he wins and he makes money. So he's doing his thing.
Two brothers, one cage. Jake Logan, you Tristan. Who comes out alive?
You know what? I'm trying so hard to not start internet beefs. I'm really trying not to.
You could say Jake and Logan, man.
Bro,
Don't worry about it.
No, I can't lie. I'm going through life. I'm trying to live.
Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed top G and former kickboxer, has been at odds with Jake Paul for what seems like an eternity. On the other hand, Jake Paul has been determined to prove he's more than just a fighter riding on money and hype. What better way to showcase his boxing skills than by going toe-to-toe with Andrew Tate, who constantly claims he's unbeatable? The fight is slated to take place in Romania, but let's be real. It's not about where it happens. It's about the undeniable tension between them. These two absolutely can't stand each other, and that animosity is bound to make this showdown an electrifying spectacle.
Andrew Tate.
Wow.
But here we are, so we can talk about that side note announcement. And please go watch the episode.
Hold on a second. What you mean you versus Andrew Tate? Because
No, I'm not saying a fight. I'm saying like our back and forth. He talks shit about me and like says he wants to beat my ass or can beat my ass and all this stuff.
I think there's a better fight to make.
Now, let's talk about the real star of the show, the contract. Andrew Tate has taken the bold step of releasing the fight's contract details, and it's nothing short of a roller coaster. The stakes are astronomical, the penalties are hilariously absurd in a cringeworthy way, and the clauses seem straight out of a bizarre mix of WWE drama and Shark Tank negotiations. This is where things truly get interesting. Let's address the obvious. This fight isn't just about the animosity between Tate and Jake Paul. It's about money, big money. These two aren't stepping into the ring solely for clout. They're cashing in on a massive payday. The contracts they've signed are so outrageous they'd leave even the most experienced deal makers scratching their heads. This isn't just a fight. It's a high-stakes spectacle wrapped in controversy and entertainment.
Doesn't fuck you up. I will. And it has to go down. But I don't think he gets in the ring with one of us. I think it's too big of a...
The winner of this fight is set to walk away with an impressive $10 million. Sounds great, right? But if you think that's all there is to it, think again. The contract has an interesting twist. If the fight ends in a judge's decision instead of a knockout, the winner only gets half the prize, a mere $5 million. That's right, just half the payout. So, do you think Jake Paul or Andrew Tate will let this one go the distance? Absolutely not. Both fighters will be throwing everything they've got in the ring to claim that full $10 million. After all, $5 million just doesn't have the same appeal. Does it with that kind of money on the line? You can bet neither man is holding back. Every jab, uppercut, and feint will matter. If you're considering placing a bet on this fight, just know that both Tate and Paul will be fighting as if their bank accounts depend on it, because they do. But that's not all. Another clause in the contract is bound to add even more tension: random drug testing. Both fighters are subject to no-notice drug screenings, and this could be a game changer. If either of them planned on using anything shady to gain an advantage, they're in for a rude awakening. Skill and strategy might take center stage, but the added pressure of staying clean could be enough to shake things up in a fight already loaded with drama.
And people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get a payday. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, all of which would fuck you up. I'm one of the lucky ones. I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million.
The penalties in this fight are no joke. If either fighter fails a drug test, they're not just forfeiting the fight. They are also facing a massive financial penalty. For Andrew Tate, who spent years building his image as the ultimate competitor, or Jake Paul, who's determined to maintain his undefeated streak, a failed test would be catastrophic. The fallout wouldn't just impact the fight, it could irreparably damage their reputations and careers. Both fighters know they have to stay clean because the consequences of failing extend far beyond the ring. It's no surprise that Tate insisted on including this clause in the contract. He's a strategist through and through, and ensuring there's no room for cheating aligns with his long-game mentality. For Jake Paul, whose history with rule-bending raises eyebrows, this stipulation adds even more pressure. The stakes are sky-high, and both fighters are navigating a minefield of potential pitfalls. But that's not all. One of the contract's most dramatic twists is the lack of a rematch clause. If Jake Paul knocks out Andrew Tate, or if Tate manages to submit Jake, the fight is over, period. There's no chance for redemption, no see you next year. It's a one-and-done showdown where the winner walks away with the glory. With penalties, drug tests, and no rematch, this contract packs more drama than a primetime soap opera.
Or a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multimillionaire from it, I'd probably live in a dream world too. But let me explain something to you about combat sports. There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living fuck out of you. This is the hardest sport in the world, and people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get a payday. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, all of which would fuck you.
The no rematch clause adds a whole new level of intensity to this fight. The loser has no safety net, no chance to claim they had an off night or to redeem themselves later. It's a one-and-done scenario, and the pressure is immense. Imagine being Jake Paul, constantly battling the just a YouTuber label, knowing that a single loss would shatter his undefeated record with no second chance to prove himself. On the flip side, picture Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed top G, getting knocked out by a YouTuber turned boxer. The internet would explode with ridicule, and his carefully crafted image could crumble. This fight is all or nothing, making it a true make or break moment.
Boxers, people that are in the space that you reside.
Jake, I know he's been talking shit about you, bro.
Yeah.
But with your blessing, can I beat the shit out of Andrew fucking Tate?
100%.
Another juicy detail in the contract is the weight clause. Both fighters are required to make weight for the fight, and failing to do so comes with a hefty penalty, 30% of their paycheck. This isn't the usual weight drama you see at the start of most boxing events. This is real, with serious money on the line. Missing weight means losing a significant chunk of the payday, just like that. For fighters like Andrew Tate and Jake Paul, whose images and brands thrive on their discipline and credibility, a public failure like this could be devastating. It's not just about appearances. Missing weight signals a lack of preparation. In the world of boxing, that's a major red flag. If you can't even get your body into the right condition for a fight, how can anyone trust you're ready to win in the ring? For Tate, who prides himself on discipline and peak physical condition, failing to make weight would contradict his top G persona. For Jake, who's fought hard to prove he's more than a YouTuber dabbling in boxing, it would undermine his growing legitimacy in the sport. In this fight, making weight isn't just a requirement, it's a test of their professionalism and commitment.
So he does tend to keep those guards down, but he's comfy at that point.
Let's not overlook the pay-per-view clause, which takes the stakes even higher. Both fighters are set to receive 50% of the PPV sales. That's right, every dollar fans spend to watch this fight will go directly into their pockets. So, what does this mean for the total payout? Potentially, a huge windfall. Both Jake Paul and Andrew Tate boast massive followings, especially on social media, and fans are going to flock to witness this drama unfold. This could lead to record-breaking PPV sales, given the hype and the personalities involved. This isn't just a fight. It's the most buzzed-about clash of egos in recent memory. With so much money on the line, you can bet both fighters will bring their absolute best, not just in the ring, but in the lead-up to the event. Expect non-stop marketing campaigns on their platforms as they hype the fight to their millions of followers, ensuring everyone knows just how high the stakes are. The tension will keep building, and the PPV numbers will undoubtedly reflect that. For betting enthusiasts, it might be worth considering how much fans are willing to pay to see these two settle their score in the ring.
You want to fight, you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy, entitled.
If you thought celebrity boxing was a joke, think again. This fight is quickly shaping up to be one of the most intense, drama-filled matchups of the year. The contract alone is enough to keep you on the edge of your seat. With $10 million on the line, no rematch clauses, random drug testing, and strict weight penalties. These fighters aren't just competing for glory, they're fighting for their careers. This goes far beyond a typical boxing match. It's a spectacle, an ego battle, and a money-making machine all rolled into one. Will Jake Paul maintain his undefeated record? Can Andrew Tate prove he's truly unbeatable? Or will one of them make a catastrophic mistake that could cost them everything? Whatever happens, this fight is destined to go down in history. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are we witnessing just another hype-filled spectacle? Or is this truly a showdown for the ages? Let me know where you stand. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're as excited for this chaotic clash as I am.